Just seen that Björn is not an operator. It was a good first try, Björn, congratulations, but you have to practice a bit. So we thought it would be great to have a real operator. So we're really happy to have you, Michael, with us. Björn, can you introduce our guest?
Absolutely, and it's really a pleasure. We had a prep talk yesterday. It was so amazing. So thank you, Michael Strack, the head of engineering, Interius Industrial Services, to be our guest today. I'm really excited about that because the prep call yesterday was so amazing. Anyway, yes, yesterday, we talked about augmented reality. So I'm not sure whether I passed or I failed, but at least I tried to do this. So is that really the future? Is augmented reality, if I can play augmented reality, I fixed a pipe on a ship. Can I start with your industrial services? Would you hire me because I did it?
For sure, I would hire you, but I think to replace all the engineers by using augmented reality, I don't think so. But I think the best way is to mix it up with the engineer and the knowledge of the engineer, the knowledge of the plants, and use these new techniques just to be more efficient and to know more about the equipment you have to maintain or repair or just to replace. And I think it's a good mixture to use all the new techniques. But just to concentrate only on this new technique, I don't think that makes no sense for me.
All right. Okay. But you heard he would hire me, with or without passing the test.
Okay, let's take maybe a step back. Can you just explain to us what Interius does so that we get a bit of a flavor?
Yeah, Interius is on one hand running a chemical park in the near of Cologne, and supply all the clients in the chemical park with utilities like steam, water, nitrogen, oxygen, and so on. There is also an engineering department and also a department for maintenance, turnaround, shutdowns, planning, and so on. So we cover, let's say, the whole life cycle of a plant. We start with the process development from the first idea of the project, of the product, go all through the phases like conceptual design, basic design, detail, construction, and so on, and later on maintenance, and even rebuild the plant.
That's pretty interesting because we started here the show the last 2 days due to the fact that we have the process industry on one side, which is pretty strong. And I mean, you see all the exhibitors here, right? More than 2,200. And then we have the water industry, which is a small, call it supplier for the process industry, or let's say a supplement, or whoever want to play that. How do you see these two kind of industries, especially from your perspective as an operator, as you have a little bit more the overview? How does it fit? Is there really, let's say, I mean, we are missing a little bit the link here between the two industries.
Yeah. A few years ago, you have to, let's say, look at the wastewater treatment, for example, like an end of pipe. You have the core business, the core plant, and at the end, you have to handle with wastewater. Okay, it's just, it's a duty, nothing more. But looking at the topic sustainability, for example, or the worth of pure water, I think we have to rethink about the wastewater treatment. So, for example, are there any material inside the wastewater we can recycle, we can reuse? And also, there's also the link between the process technology, because you need processes to clean the water. For sure, there are well-known processes to clean the water, and there's also new techniques to recycle the water and to make it cheaper to handle it. So I think we have to rethink about the wastewater treatment.
Just one very blunt question. Sorry, Antoine, to interrupt you, but one blunt question. I mean, how important is the wastewater treatment, for instance, for the industrial plant? How important is that?
As there is no, let's say, great impact on the economic point of view, that it's an end of pipe plant, and I think in the case that we at the industry have to pay more for wastewater treatment, it gets more into account to look at it and to rethink about it. So I think in former days, the industry, I think that's logic, look at the core business, not at the end of pipe plants like wastewater treatment or also air pollution and waste air treatment. That's not the core business.
You're mentioning resource recovery, you're mentioning reuse, and I'm just wondering, is that something which happens today, or is it something we dream of? Because I have the feeling now that, that was a full topic of our last show when we were live at IFAT, and we heard the opinion of the water industry, and I would be interested now to have the opinion of, the field, what you experience out there, and what do you see happening today, not in PowerPoints, not in the future, like really today.
Okay, you have to pay for the wastewater treatment by cubic meter, for example. So you reduce the amount of wastewater, and the plants get smaller, or could be planned or designed smaller, and that is one point. So I think we have to rethink it, because there are material inside the wastewater perhaps we can use in chemistry. Is one point of view, and the other is it's water. It's very worthwhile. It's just you use pure water to clean a vessel. It's also a waste from the process. Also, I think we have to look at the water, because it's gets worth more worth. From my point of view, the industry doesn't like recycle, because they don't know the impact of the product and its characteristics of the product. Just to test it and to say, okay, perhaps we can reuse the water, clean it up, and you are right. That means that the wastewater treatment gets into the core business, the core process, because we have to look at it at a closer look.
In principle, our industry is talking the entire day about circular economy. Really, that we take the wastewater and we recycle as much as possible to reuse also the drinking water we put into the process.
Yeah.
What you are saying is, let's say, we should take as much as possible out of that. If there's something in some material we can recover. Well, all the rest, the industry doesn't really take care, due to the fact that they are more afraid that they pollute their process with something which is inside. And that's why they go more for the drinking water, because that's the safe side. Even if it costs more, even if it is not the circular economy, are we wasting our time as industry in circular economy? It's a very blunt question, but
that's a
Michael,
good question.
if there's one person who can answer that, then it's you.
Oh, thank you very much. Okay. Wasting time, I don't know, because right now it's a very busy time we see dynamics on different fields, like using gas, for example. Right now, there will be the day that we rethink about using drinking water for different cleaning processes or something like that. And I don't think that we are wasting time, but we should use the time and think about processes to clean the water, and also, for example, the topic sustainability, green footprint. So we also should look at our wastewater treatment and look at, can we use the material inside the wastewater? Can we use the water, recycle it for cleaning processes? For example, let's say for the first cleaning I use this recycled water, and the last time I clean it with drinking water. That's very easy. It's no process or big idea. It's just infrastructure and a change of handling the process. Then the next step, go into the wastewater, make a pre-treatment, go to the centralized wastewater treatment, and then thinking about recycle the drinking water.
To me, there's a link between this recycling topic and the digitization, because I could imagine on a big chemical park that you have your central treatment plant, And you could shift from that and say every single production line has a specific wastewater which you could treat in a specific way. And that would mean now everywhere in that park you have smaller units which are connected probably digitally. So that to me would be the link to what digitalization can enable in that new realm. Yeah. Would you see that as decentralized treatment, or what is the level to which we could go pretty fast?
Okay, that means I think that opens a new field, because you can control the process by using data. For example, you use a chemical to clean the water, and you say, okay, I always put this amount chemical into the water, and it fits all the way. To control it based on the concentration, you say, okay, if this concentration, I need this amount of chemicals, or this kind of treatment. So it depends just on data you use, and not only on experience. Yeah, and I think, okay, this amount is enough. It's for all cases I saw in my plant, it's enough. So just it depends on the data you measure and say, okay, so the treatment has to be that and that. And I think it makes economical worth to use data, and it's very easy.
But you have the data because okay, so
Yeah.
data is already logged and you have it everywhere available with like 20 years of history, or
at least.
so it's kind of a shame that we don't use it more.
Yes, it's just a
What
question
prevents us?
of money.
Okay, so it's a matter of money.
Yeah.
At which level? Who doesn't want to invest there?
Right. The question is there a pain? And if there is a pain, you invest money, you rethink the plant, and for sure, you look. The first look is at your core plant, and not at the end. There's a plant, okay, and there will be the time that you say, okay, there is this plant at the end of my plant. Let's look at the amount of money we spend here, and to use the data. It's also a question of, let's say, how is the automation grade inside my core plant, and okay, that should give me, let's say, a point of view on my wastewater treatment, for example. And if the automation is very high, okay, I can look here. But if there is no, or only a few measurements inside my plant, there will be no measurement at the end of the plant, at the wastewater treatment.
But do you sometimes see the opposite, that the main plant is full of robots and the water part of it is just some guys who are here working for 20 years and who know which knobs to turn?
Yeah.
Because that's something, honestly, I guess, Sam, for you, we've seen quite a lot.
Yeah. The personnel who is running the wastewater treatment, they have a lot of experience. Perhaps they don't know the process behind it, the chemical process behind it, or the theory, but they have experience. That's amazing.
Well-educated gut feeling.
Yeah. In 2 years, in 5 years, I don't know, they won't work there. You have to build up new personnel who is able to run the plant, or to support them with data. Why has the guy before me has done this and this and this, and say, okay, I now realize the relation between what have I to do and the reason why. And then the next step for me is to rethink, okay, can I reduce it, or what is the effect when I use other chemicals, and so I think it's step by step.
The show today was, or let's say our visit here was to find the enabler, right? To bring the water industry together with the process industry a little bit more. We heard about solutions. I mean, we started with modeling, software solutions. We had smart membranes from Veolia. We talked yesterday about the optical things, which can measure the foam on a ration tank, things like that. From your perspective, final question: what do you need from us, from the water industry? What is the one thing you are missing, or what should we do? Is it enough or not enough, or is there? I mean, if you would have a wish list, call it this way.
My wish would be that we look at drinking water as a very, very worthful thing and resource. And I think there is the technique is available. There is enough engineering know-how. There's enough process know-how, but we have just to do it. Just to do it and say, okay, it makes no sense to use drinking water quality for different processes. And just to decide, okay, for this use I need very pure water, and I can use recycled wastewater for this and this process. We have to look at drinking water as a very, very worthwhil thing.
Clear statement. Anything else from your end?
I think that makes for a perfect closing. So it's a shift in mindset which we have to see, and which means that the debate we have between Björn and me to know where we are in the digital transformation curve, are we at the early stage or in the early majority? I was, before all these discussions, rather thinking that we would be in the early majority, but it seems like it's still a matter of early adopters.
Thanks a lot, Michael.
You're welcome.
Was great to have you here to get the insights from a different perspective. Thanks a lot. Was very, very helpful, and wish you good luck and all the best. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.